Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. I'm the coach with the voice. The show is called Startup Biz, although we may change the name. My partner, Aaron Scott Young, up in the state of Washington, just got back from a big trip. We'll find out what that trip was all about. But before I get started, Aaron Scott Young, I want to talk. I get asked all the time, Coach, do you know a good attorney? Do you know a good attorney? I'm starting a business. Do you know a good attorney? I have a business. Look, ladies and gentlemen, stop with the attorneys. Go to Laughlin USA. Maybe they can help. Look, at $300 an hour here in Southern California, you're going to spend a couple of grand. Call Laughlin USA. Save yourself a lot of aggravation and money. They may be able to help. They have all the documents if you're going to start a corporation, LLC, corporation, or want some business advice. They also do some webinars. Yes, Laughlin USA. Call them, check them out. Go on the website, check them out, LaughlinUSA.com. Okay, so big shout out, Aaron Scott Young. We got a lot of followers. John, J-O-N with Aaron's listening, another Aaron. We've got Roberta. We've got, I was at a breakfast this morning, and the waitress, or Mita, big shout out to you. She walks up and she says, I know that voice. I said, do you listen to the radio? She said, yes. She listens to our show. So she's driving home now from her breakfast job. So, Mita, thanks for saying hi to the coach. So, Aaron Scott Young, how are you, buddy?
I'm good. Isn't it great to see all the people that just get such a kick out of this little program? You know, it means so much to me. I've heard from people from all over the country who go onto the Hometown Station site, you know, and they
HometownStation.com. Also, let's put a plug to the app. Yep. The app. She downloaded the app right in front of me. So just go to the App Store. Aaron has it too. The App Store, and it's KHTS 1220 AM. Or just go to the App Store and put in AM 1220 KHTS. It's the best radio app in the country, bar none. So
it's so easy to use. You know, the first time I heard about it, I thought, it's going to be a hassle. It's super easy. Go do it, and no matter where you are, you can listen in when we do this little program, and you're going to get some great ideas from it. So anyway, things are good up here. It's been cold and rainy, and the goats are mostly staying inside. But I've got to tell you, I've been out.
Justin loves your goats, and we were talking about you earlier. Incidentally, you're coming through so strong today. Didn't he feel like I'm the one that sounds like I'm in Washington. He's right here in the studio.
Well, you sound like you're in deep trouble, is what you sound like.
No, I'm good. I'm under antibiotics, and I'm in good shape. I'm only going on a month now with this stupid virus. Hey, let's get into the show we call Startup Biz. We are going to change the name. We don't know what it is yet, but we're going to have a contest. The Powerball. So, yes, I bought Powerball tickets. I'm just curious.
You bought a ticket?
Yeah.
You bought a ticket.
More than one ticket.
All right, good. Keep going. Well, I'm anxious to hear because I purposely didn't buy a ticket.
Well, because you're smarter than I am. But so what is the appeal? And I asked our studio audience, and there were a bunch of young guys, and they said, well, maybe we'd get lucky. And I thought to myself, okay. You know, I never wanted to rely on luck when I was in business. In fact, most of my life, I didn't believe that luck was part of it. Now I've kind of changed my opinion a little bit, because luck is kind of being in the right place at the right time. And you make your own luck by working hard, doing more than
It's luck is the intersection, right, of opportunity and preparedness. There's no luck. There's no luck. There's no luck. I don't believe in luck for a second. Maybe there's divine providence once in a while. Maybe you turn right instead of left and avoid some terrible accident. But in business, there's no luck. You make your opportunities.
Well, I don't want to get in a big argument, but whoever.
I will fight you. I will fight you.
Tooth and nail. But whoever won the Powerball last night, they were lucky. But in business, I believe there is some form of, maybe it's not luck, maybe meeting the right person at the right time, being in the right place at the right time. But I could argue both ways. That I met somebody the other day, and, the radio show brings me, like it does you, it brings me and us all kinds of opportunities. So, maybe luck, maybe there's another word for luck.
Well,
in business.
let me ask you, Coach. Let me ask you. So my children, my kids, are all doing really, pretty interesting things. Actually, my kids, they range from 26 to 17 years old, and they're all getting to do some pretty cool stuff. Now, you could make an argument that my kids have been not only exposed to a bigger world than I was as a child, but also exposed to a lot of people that can give them, in other words, I can introduce them to people who might be able to further, my kids' interest. But here's what I know for sure. All I can do is introduce them. If that person, that kid, in this case, my child, or if I were going to make an introduction to, one of the guys there at the station or anybody else, all I can do is introduce them. After that, if they can't actually produce, if they can't actually, do something, they're not going to get very far. So there is some advantage, definitely, of being introduced in or having a social group that you get to hear about things that maybe other social groups don't hear about, but you still have to be prepared. Nobody gets
no question. And I want to talk about that. But I was, if I would have won the Powerball, I was going to give Justin and Aaron, who are in the studio right now, each $100,000. So would that be lucky that I gave them the $100,000, or were they in the right place at the right time that I gave them $100,000?
You mean you're going to get $1.5 billion and you're only going to give them $100,000?
Well, I'm going to give 100 people $100,000.
Okay. All right. Well, that's nice.
You were going to get $100,000 too.
I need a loan then for about $300 million.
Well, no, I was going to give most of the money away. St. Jude is my favorite charity. But all right, back to
the point.
Being prepared.
What is the? Yeah, go ahead. Let's.
Okay, so. Here's what I think being prepared is: starting earlier than everybody else. Young people like to sleep in. I get that. They party at night. I get that. But I think if you're listening to our voice today on the show we call Start a Biz here in Southern California at our flagship station, we love these people. It's KHTS right here in Southern California, 1220 a.m. You're listening live every Thursday at 1 p.m. And we're on the weekends, but they move us around a little bit on the weekends. But KHTS, you can find us. So the bottom line is, if young people could have a philosophical approach to their life, like starting before everybody else. And what does that mean? Well, the early bird, you and I grew up with the theme, early bird gets the worm. It's true. Sure. It is true, isn't it?
Well, so first of all, do we want to say they're starting earlier in the morning or they're starting earlier in life?
In the morning.
So you think every day in and day out, they need to be getting up and getting started early. I can see an argument for that, but in this day and age that is so global and so digitally connected, that's not really tied to the this Victorian idea of a factory business day of 8 to 5 or 7 to 5. A lot of people that I know that are making a lot of money work kind of weird hours, but they work when they're at their peak performance. So I think if you're going to be a successful employee, you better get up and get working early.
Okay, I can't argue that. You've completely put a wet blanket over getting up early, because I do believe. No. You laugh, but I figured out later in life, because I was always one of these guys that I wanted to beat the boss to the office. I wanted to be one of those guys where at the end of the day, I was the first guy at the office, the last guy to leave, and it did. It worked for me most of my life, but what I found out later in life is that what you just said is so important that most people don't even understand, that during the course of a day or a week, you are at your very best. And when you're at your very best, that's when you need to close the deal. That's when you need to perform at such a level that other people want to be a part of your life, that your boss gives you a raise. And the challenge is really knowing when that time comes. Is it 10 in the morning? Is it 10 from 2 today? It's different, for everybody.
So what I would jump in just and say on that is, there's this fantasy, especially among millennials, and you can't blame them, because they've been fed a bunch of books and a bunch of gurus who give them this baloney that says you can have a 4-hour work week. You can work from your laptop on the beach, and I'm just going to tell you, that's a bunch of garbage. The guys,
Why does everybody knock baloney? I don't mean to interrupt you, because you're on the right track. But I'm sick and tired of people knocking baloney. Baloney is a pretty damn good little food.
Yeah, and you know what goes in it. When we harvest the goats, like the lips, the tails and stuff, that goes in the baloney. So I don't think you don't want to do that. But here's my point. These guys that say you can work a few hours.
Wait a second. Slow this down. Are you serious about what you just said? Because I may never eat bologna again.
That's why they say processed meat parts. So it's if you want, it's all kinds of parts. They use the whole animal. So if you want to use the lips and the tail and the gums.
Okay, and stuff, it's a bunch of baloney. Then let's get back to what you were saying.
It's a bunch of garbage. Here's my point.
Okay.
The people have been fed this concept that you don't have to work very hard to get ahead. And I'll tell you, the people that are, Tim Ferriss, who wrote the 4-Hour Work Week, who's a brilliant guy, by the way, that guy works his butt off. He doesn't work 4 hours a week.
Tim Ferriss, the real estate guy out of Vegas? Is that Tim Ferriss?
No, that's Cardone, isn't it? Grant Cardone you're talking about?
No, Grant Cardone was in the car. Anyway, never mind. Go ahead.
Let's not give Grant Cardone any more airtime. That's like giving Donald Trump any more time. We just don't need to do it.
No, we don't.
My point is that the point is a lot of people think they don't have to work hard to get ahead. And what I'm saying is you don't have to work 8 to 5 or 7 to 6, or even 6 days a week, 7 days a week. But what you do have to do is you have to put in sufficient time to get a result that you can live with and be satisfied with. And there is a misconception among a lot of people that there's some sort of shortcut to that. And I haven't found it.
And I agree. Now, we're a little different. I'm very spiritual, so I believe that the universe, I never use the word God or pull religion in, but I believe, similar to you, that if you don't help yourself, the universe isn't going to help you. So when you put in the time, what's his name? Gladwell. Help me here.
Malcolm
Gladwell. Love every book I've read.
You talk about outliers.
In his book, right? In his book, he studied the Chinese. Why do the Chinese do better in American schools? Why do they do better? Because in their culture, they put in the work. They put in, he said, 10,000 hours to get good at anything.
Yeah, no matter what. If you're going to play the piano, if you're going to be
violinist, right?
Anything you're going to do, it takes 10,000 hours. His concept is it takes 10,000 hours to master it. Whether or not that's true, it's a good principle.
It is, because I think getting back, we're talking about the millennials right now, ladies and gentlemen, on the show we call Start-A-Biz. It's called Start-A-Biz. Go to Start-A-Biz Radio Network, go to Hometown Station. If you're in your car and you get home, download the app. It's a great app, AM 1220 KHTS. You can continue to listen to us on your app. So the process of practicing, I think this is where, honestly, 99% of the people fail themselves. They sabotage themselves. I believe that most people, they don't put in the work because they don't get a result immediately. This is where I'm concerned about the millennials. Their instant gratification. They want it now. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen? You can't get it now. The universe isn't going to write you a big check unless you prove to the universe that you're worthy. And worthy means becoming very, very, very good at something. You, Aaron Scott Young, became very, very good in business and communicating.
So just to go on this, and I love that you start off by saying we're very different. You're spiritual. So I guess that means that I'm very secular. And
I'm a Pisces. What are you?
The church. I'm a Taurus. I'm a Taurus.
What is that, Justin?
Oh, so I see now you're spiritual. You're an astrology guy. I got it. You're a Zoroastrian. So good.
What, Aaron, what did he just say?
He's been watching the stars, ladies and gentlemen. That's how he's gotten. Here's my point. Here's the point. The fact is that
I pray 20 times a day. Do you pray?
Which way do you face? Don't even answer that question.
My desk faces the east because my lady that came in
right now.
Came. Wait a second. Can you shut up for a minute? My lady came in and what's they called? Feng Shui. She feng shuied my office, so I have like little animals. I got the whole bit. I got rocks on my desk. I'm totally feng shuied. Keep going.
Okay. Okay, but hold on. No, I got to give you an aside. Everybody listen to what I'm saying right now, because Coach just brought up feng shui. So my office is actually feng shui too. And you know what? I've got right next to my actually it's on the credenza right behind my desk is this great big bowl, probably 18 inches across. It's kind of a low, flat.
What's it full of? Chocolate, candy, kissies? What do you got in the bowl?
Full of money.
Oh.
It's full of money. And they say that in feng shui, one of the things you need to do is
get his address, Justin.
If you want abundance, you have to have money close by. So every time I go to like Europe and I have a few extra euros, they get thrown into the bowl. And I've got all kinds of, I have like no dollar bills in there, but I've got all kinds of other foreign currency. Anyway, the point is.
Wait a second, time out. I like this. Just for a side, just a disclaimer. I have a $1 bill under my mouse, and I have poker chips, so probably a few $100s in poker chips right in front of me. So we're both on the same page.
It's an abundance mentality, folks.
Oh my God!
Mentality. That's right. But anyway, the point is, I don't even know what we were talking about anymore, except for there's no shortcut to success.
Lazy millennials who wish and hope they're going to win the Powerball. That's how we got started.
Yeah, but I'm going to defend them for a minute because somebody here's a millennial or they know one, and I don't think millennials are lazy. I think millennials have been brought up in a time when everything was so instant that they think they should get it instantly, and then they get done with whatever college or whatever they do. They come out and they think that the world is going to somehow kind of reveal itself to them like what they've been seeing on television. And then, what you've got is a bunch of people that are waiting tables and working for low-level jobs. And that's not all of them, but it's too many of them because they didn't grow up. Even me, I'm the very last year of the baby boomers. I'm 1964 is the year I was born. But we would go on Boy Scout woodcuts and have to go cut wood to sell wood. We'd go with our church and go on paper drives and pick up newspapers. I started my first little job as a busboy when I was 14. By the time I was 16, I was painting apartment complexes. And by the time I was 18, I had my first, my recycling company that was a full-blown business running. But I always worked because it's just what you did. All my friends worked as well. Some of them were McDonald's or something, but others were selling ice cream. My best friend, the guy that started WebMD, you know what he was doing? When I was painting apartments, he was buying ice cream sandwiches and these little novelty ice cream things. He had a bicycle with a insulated box on the front of the bicycle. He'd go down to the local dairy, buy all this ice cream, and then he'd go over like the food trucks do to Esco Steel and other places, and people would come out and buy ice cream off of his bike when he was 15, 16 years old. I mean, we worked. Now what do? You play Halo or World of Warcraft or something, and it's because all the minimum wage jobs have gone to adults. Because you got all these.
I think you're onto something. We're going to take a break here. You're onto something that's really important, and I want to tease the audience. And I think when we come back, we're going to divulge to you the secret, really the secret of having a winning life. And I think what you're saying, Aaron Scott Young, is so important. And the process, and it is a process, and I want to tease the audience, but I'm going to give the secret sauce as soon as we get back. You're listening to Aaron Scott Young, one of the most successful business people in the United States, as my partner on the show we call Startup Biz. We are going to change the name. I don't know what we're going to change the name to, but we're going to change the name. Maybe Lake Tahoe is one of my favorite places in the world. Maybe we'll call it the Tahoe Show. Our show brought to you by Laughlin USA. Check them out. Don't call the attorney first. Call Laughlin first. Save yourself thousands of dollars on documents you may need for your business. We'll be right